Years ago, I was driving through the backwoods of Missouri when I passed this house. Right in the middle of the front yard was this old van. It looked like it had not been moved in decades. It was rusty, the tires were flat, and it was not going anywhere soon. But there was this guy on a riding lawnmower going in circles, perfectly mowing the yard right around the van. Now I laugh because this was hysterical. I mean, if you want to make your yard look nice, then maybe the first thing you should do is get rid of the old rusty van, right? Not mow it, not water your yard, like get rid of the van. Now the thing about that is, I bet that guy over time, he just stopped seeing the van right in the middle of his yard. I'm sure it had been there 20 or 30 years. He didn't even notice it anymore. But when other people drove past, it stuck out like a sore thumb. It was the very first thing you saw. What is the one thing we should be up to if we are followers of Jesus? What's the one thing that if people drive by our lives and we're not taking care of it, it sticks out like a sore thumb? It just looks ridiculous. What does it mean to follow Jesus? With so much noise about this question, so many books written today, so much on TV and the radio, it's hard to say this is the one thing that it looks like to follow Jesus. But the thing is that if you examine what Jesus said in the Gospels, it's really not that complicated. You see, in Mark 1, he goes and he's calling his first disciples and says, "Come, follow me, and I will send you out to fish for people." And then as you go through the Gospels, looking at every time that Jesus says, "Follow me," the message becomes very clear. He says, "Follow me," to the crowds, and you'll have to carry your own cross. He says, "Follow me," to a rich young ruler, but he's not able to pay the cost. He says, "Follow me," to Peter after he's resurrected, because Peter's about to go out on the mission to carry Jesus' gospel to the world. Following Jesus means participating in a costly mission. Following Jesus, the main thing, means participating in a costly mission. But you know what? As Christians, often we get so interested in other things, so interested in learning for ourselves or doing a whole number of very good things, that we forget to move the van. We forget to take care of the one thing. And as the world drives by our lives, it looks a bit ridiculous. And so at our church, Mission Lakewood, we named it Mission because it is the one thing that we can never forget, the one thing that we will always be about: carrying the gospel out to the world, accomplishing Jesus' mission, even though it's costly.